I definitely do press the elevator button more than once. And I think it's just something to do while you're waiting and feeling like somehow by pushing your button, it'll make the elevator come faster, which it won't, but it's just a psychological, it feels good to do it. I know that I won't remember what I did yesterday, even a week from today. I'll know in a general sense what I was doing and perhaps the decisions I was making overall, but on a day-to-day detailed level I won't know. I think it's difficult to decide whether you'd be a war genius or a joyous simpleton because some level of war is good, especially when it comes to thinking about your community as a whole, but on an individual level, it definitely feels better for yourself not to have to worry about things. To change the world, I definitely would like the world to have a more empathic point of view and to think about things on a community level and as affecting other people and not just ourselves. It's hard to say what I do differently from people because you can't really know what people do and why they do it. But I think my best guess would be to say how I think is different from other people because the way that everyone thinks about things and sees things is different. I think that to care for the earth is to care for people because we are not people separate from the earth and we are people as a whole being as the earth, so to care for the earth as a whole is more valuable than caring for people because people is implied in the earth, and if we care for the earth, it will naturally care for people. It'll be just something that happens. My definition of sustainability would be to, again, be conscious and to be able to identify the things you're doing and why you're doing them, and not just doing things because it's the most convenient, but actually realizing the impact of what you're doing. I think that I have definitely controlled the way my life is going, and I can say for certain that every decision I have made, I have consciously made. I have had absolute control over it and decided where it's going. That being said, I know that there are decisions that I have made but not consciously made, and that the more conscious I can be about what I'm doing, the more control I'll have over my life. And I think it's fair to say for anyone that they've said more than they've done. And I think the more you realize that you're not doing everything you say, the more you can actually do the things you say, if that makes sense. That's all. Are you following?
Mm-hmm.
I think now I don't know if I've stopped pressing the button as much, but I'm definitely, after having this question at the beginning of the semester, I'm more aware of that I press the button and it doesn't do anything. So I think the last times that I've taken an elevator, I've only pressed it once. I still don't think that I'll remember what I did yesterday a month from now, let alone a year from now. I'll remember the big sweeping things that were happening in my life, but not specific. Well, actually, now that I think about it, I might remember specific things because since the beginning of the semester, I started eating a vegan diet, so that has a lot of specificities in it. So I'll probably have a general idea of, at least with eating, what I ate when I didn't eat 5 years from now. Even though there are many benefits to being a warrior genius, I still think a joyous, or I don't know what I said actually, so I think a joyous simpleton would be a nice thing to be, just for your own peace of mind. The one thing I'd like to change most about the world, I think, is the extension of human empathy and the fact that it's so natural, but yet a lot of our social structures individualize us and prevent communities from forming. Something you do. This was a hard question beginning of the semester. From other people. I think, again, I think everyone thinks internally differently from everyone else, so I don't know if that's a thing I do differently or a thing I do the same in the fact that I think differently than everyone else thinks. If we're looking to become more sustainable, we have to think of the earth over people. A lot of the times, thinking of the earth will also imply thinking for people, but many times you have to weigh the options of whether you want to care for people or if you want to become more sustainable, and that can be a hard thing to balance. I think that people as a whole definitely knew about the environmental problems decades ago, so it definitely would have been easier to prevent things instead of fix things. However, I think the fact, if we think that there's nothing we can do and it's too late to fix these problems, then I don't see what the point of even doing anything is anymore. So I don't think it's too late to fix these problems, but it's definitely not a thing that we can wait for a future generation to act upon when it's clearly so pressing right now. My definition of sustainability would be, I think sustainability first has to come with some sort of knowledge about what's happening and what we're doing to our earth, and then acting upon that knowledge, and having awareness and making others aware. And as long as you're aware of that, what the consequences of your actions, then sustainability will follow. I think that I've absolutely taken control of the course my life has taken. I know there are many things beyond my control, but at the same time, I've made many conscious decisions about the way I live that have affected where I am today. I think that it's part of human nature to do more, to say more than you actually do, but if you prioritize some things and actually act upon them and not just talk about them, then that is of great importance.